It's about time. What's going on?
Rumor Report, Rumor Report. This is the Rumor Report.
Talk to him.
With Angela Yee on The Breakfast Club.
Again, this is Red's second day here. He turned a little red. You might hear some things. This is his first week.
What do you do? I was out the room. What do you do?
Don't worry about it.
He just pressed the wrong drop for a second.
We're not gonna put too much pressure on
No,
him.
not too much pressure on Red. Red turns red pretty fast.
He got till Friday.
This is his second
Is
day.
that why his name is Red?
Yes.
We give him till Friday.
So we're gonna let Red live. So just letting the people know, Red is a new board op, and if you hear little things, he's doing his thing. It's taking a little time though.
All right.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, let's talk about Stephen A. Smith. He is facing backlash, and that's for saying Shohei Ohtani needing an interpreter is harmful to Major League Baseball. Here is what he said.
This brother is special. Make no mistake about it. But the fact that you got a foreign player that doesn't speak English, that needs an interpreter, believe it or not, I think contributes to harming the game to some degree when that's your box office appeal. It needs to be somebody like Bryce Harper, Mike Trout, those guys.
So, yes, there was a lot of backlash from that. So was he saying that other people need to be the stars?
No, I think he was
Because
just saying, from what I saw yesterday, he was saying that, the fact that he needs an interpreter and he doesn't really speak English keeps him from being the face of American baseball. Which is something I've heard before, like in regard to like boxers. I've heard that like about Canelo Alvarez and Triple G. They always say like if they could speak English, they'd be like the biggest stars in boxing.
They said that about Latino baseball players too. Sometimes
I was going to say, there's a lot of
speak
people who don't speak
great English, and sometimes they said they can't be the face of the franchise because they can't necessarily speak. I've heard that before.
Yeah, I've heard that. I don't watch baseball. I think baseball was much better when everybody was on steroids.
But I've heard that before.
All right. Well, he did double down on his statements. Here's what he said.
People are misinterpreting what I'm saying. I'm not talking about the state of the game. Baseball's a great game, a great sport, and some of the greatest players in the world are foreign players. That's not what I was trying to say. I'm talking about the marketability and the promotion of the sport. If you are a sport trying to ingratiate yourself with the American public the way Major League Baseball is, because of the problems that you've been having to deal with in terms of improving the attractiveness of the sport, it helps if you spoke the English language.
I've literally heard that a lot of times, especially in regard to like boxers, Canelo Alvarez and Triple G in particular.
I hear it all the time about baseball, but we get what he's saying though, right? I don't think he's saying anything crazy. What he's saying is for baseball in America, I think it's easier to sell an American player. That's what he's saying, right?
Well,
he's not saying shun all international players. He didn't say that.
Right. Well, he did put out an apology after he doubled down. He said, "Let me apologize right now. As I'm watching things unfold, let me say that I never intended to offend any community, particularly the Asian community, and especially Shohei Ohtani himself. As an African-American keenly aware of the damage stereotyping has done to many in this country, it should have elevated my sensitivities even more. Based on my words, I failed in that regard, and it's on me and me alone. Ohtani is one of the brightest stars in all of sports. He is making a difference as it pertains to inclusiveness and leadership. I should have embraced that in my comments. Instead, I screwed up. In this day and age, with all the violence being perpetrated against the Asian community, my comments, albeit unintentional, were clearly insensitive and regrettable. There's simply no other way to put it. I'm sincerely sorry for my angst I've caused with my comments on First Take this morning. Again, I am sorry, and I'll happily reiterate these words more extensively tomorrow morning as well.
If you felt like you should apologize, that's on him. That's all personal decisions. But I've heard that before.
Yeah,
Also I heard that about, even though they speak English. Remember in wrestling, the Ultimate Warrior and Bill Goldberg?
Mm-mm.
Like, they weren't great with the wordplay as Rock and Stone Cold were. So people always said that's why they never got to that level of stardom.
Yeah, but baseball is a bunch of huge international players, from the Yankees having Tanaka to so many different international players.
Remember when Hideki Matsui was at the top of Major League Baseball? They had I feel like they had a plane named after him and everything.
I don't know none of these people you're talking about. I know Barry Bonds, Mark McGwire.
And I remember
Sammy Sosa.
a lot of Japanese people were coming out to the games
and knocked the ball out the park.
Just to see them play, too. So. All right, now the baby actually finessed some teenagers who were trying to finesse him. Well, he put them up on some game. He went on Instagram and he shared video footage of himself. He was trying to purchase candy from these two teens. They said they were trying to raise money and they tried to swindle him. Listen to this.
What you want for the box? 200. 200? Yeah, 200. I mean, like 400 every day. What you charge for?
$2. I'm in like
$2. So add this up. How that's 200? Let's count.
It's 34 times.
Exactly. What's 34 times 2, my boy? It ain't 200. It ain't even $100. You give me 1, 2. What they $2 a piece? $1 each. I bet. You gotta use your head, man. You trying to play. I was gonna bless you anyway. You'd have got the 200. Now you got $2.
Dropping the clues bombs for the baby for being a frugal Carolina Negro. Okay?
Well, so they tried to charge him $200 for the box of candy, right? So there were 34 packs of candy in the box, and then they said they charged $2 for 1 pack.
I would have shot.
So 2 times 34 is 68.
The baby just walk out of a truck with all that jewelry on.
That's the problem, though. They did that because it's the baby.
I mean,
that's all they did.
I get it. How much that box? 200.
They put the rapper tax on the baby, and guess what? The baby probably would have gave him 100 and said, "Keep the change anyway." He told him he would have did that.
Hey.
Don't do that to people,
I
man.
I tried it too, man. The baby pop, how much that box? 200.
I don't like people that do that. They see you, and because of what you do or who you are, they think that they can overcharge you, and you just gonna pay. No.
All right. Well, I mean, it was nice of him too to even say how much for the box. That's when you say, "Well, let me see. Hold on, let me calculate." Sometimes people throw numbers out too fast too.
That's what. Yeah, he threw it out too fast. He should have calculated a little better.
All right. Well, that is your rumor report.
All right. Thank you, Miss Yee. I get it. I'd have threw it out too.
The hell did you just do? Did you just mix with your mouth?
I'm thinking about it. I'm like, I would have did it too. I'm thinking, watch the baby. He spends a lot of money in strip club. I'd have threw out 200.
No, you can't do that, man. Just charge the
you'd have
price.
walked away with $2.
I would have walked away with $2.
The baby was gonna bless you. I promise you, he'd have gave him $50 or something and said, "Keep the change." Give him $100 and say, "Keep the change." I guarantee you, he would have did that.
All right. All right. Well, who you giving your donkey to?
You know, let's talk white fragility. 4 after the hour. We need Abigail Elphick to come to the front of the congregation. We'd like to have a word with her.
All right. We'll get to that next. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.